Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, let me introduce myself. My name is Rida Normawati. My student ID 230302014. In this occasion, I will read and explain about my PPT. The title is The Use of English Songs in Spotify to Improve Student Listening Skills. Problems and Research GAP. Learning English is very important. We can see this at the level of projects of education in our country today. Learning English began to be instilled early in our country, Indonesia, from elementary education to higher education. Learning English is very complex because English consists of 4 skills, namely reading, writing, listening, and speaking. However, in reality, many students still cannot understand or even understand words or sentences spoken in English verbally by their interlocutors. In general, find it difficult to understand English expression or sentence. This means that their listening skills in English are still good, very less. And the first, student in the classroom always do more listening than speaking, which is the way that listening takes more part in the pedagogical of context. Brown 2001 247. Second, that students use 53% of their time for listening. Munadi, 2008, 58. The participant, this study specifically focuses on the students' independent learning process, especially learning English through the Spotify application in the context of listening to English in the class 10 program class 2022 Smantri Salatiga, Central Java, Indonesia, through listening class. The age of the research subjects range from 15 years until 60 years. The number of students is 32 students. So next, the problem statement. First, how much interest are students in listening to English songs on the Spotify application? So second, how effective is learning English songs using the Spotify application? So the next, underlying theories. English has been called the lingua franca of the world. Because of that, mastering the language could be considered as an obligation in order to survive in the global and technology era. From Ken et al. 1990. So, more people use English today than have used any other language in the history of the world. English is an internal language par excellence. Estimates of the number of speakers debatable. Crystal 100, 1997. Listening is one of the language skills. It is an essential part of the telecommunication process that should be mastered by the student. By listening, the student can acquire information and develop what the speaker says. Brown, 2006. So next, one of them is mastery of English, which is mostly used by young people, especially students, as a way of communication. Students tend to feel bored by repeatedly listening to a narrative or dialogue when they are trying to understand the meaning of new words or phrases in context. On the other hand, listening to songs over and over can feel less monotonous because of the rhythm and the melody. Purcell, 1992. So next, one way to improve listening skills, listening to English songs. Listening to English songs can be improve listening skills. When someone listens to English songs, their ears will consciously get used to hearing that, so that when in a listening class, someone who is used to listening to songs will find it easier to get the meaning of what the narrator is saying. Istianingsi, 2017. So the next is the music platform and podcast consists of many things that can help the student improve their English, especially their English skills. Numerous media, including songs, movies, and video, can aid students in developing their listening abilities when studying English, particularly when it comes to listening. Simamora and Octaviani, 2020. So the next, songs are a tool that can help us train our ears to listen better because we can find them everywhere ears to hear. The rise of smartphone make people can bring their music everywhere, and it could contains a lot of songs. The new ways to listen music emerged when premium music streaming based application like Spotify emerged. The lyric of a song played in class are ingrained in a student's memory when they are heard and memorized. Enduring memory because we must use our imaginations to make sense of the songs we hear. Listening is also a creative talent. Word combinations, word arrangements, voice peaks and fillets, and from this raw material we construct depending on language knowledge, situational context, and intentions. We have significance as listeners, the speakers. Reverse 1980. So the next is research methods. This research is qualitative research using qualitative descriptive methods. from Montreal, 2005. This data can be obtained from interview, file notes, photographs, video tapes, personal documentation, notes or memos, and other documentation. Data collection techniques are carried out by interviews, file observation, documentation, and giving questionnaires to research subject. The technique used in the interview in this study was structured interview, which is were shown to the 10th grades of Sumantri Salatiga. The structured interview itself is an interview in which the interviewer applies his own problems and questions to be asked. This aimed at finding hypothetical answers for that the questions are strictly and structured, and the questions asked are the same for each subject. Burhan Bumin, 2003, 156. So, Brown, 2001. In this study, research also analyzed students' listening skills in the process of conducting listening classes in the terms of several components, namely pronunciations, listening, fluency and accuracy, grammar, and vocabulary. So the next is the subject of this research was class 10 of Sumantri Salatiga, which consisted of 32 students. Subjects were chosen deliberately using purposive sampling. Bogdan and Bigland 1982 because they were considered the best class and were expected to participate in learning activities, which would certainly be more interesting than the other classes. Researchers use instruments such as assessment sheets to train student listening skill, English songs, or native speaker conversation in new feature in the Spotify application. In this qualitative study, researchers analyzed the application of several components in listening skills by students in terms of pronunciation, listening, fluency, and accuracy, grammar, and vocabulary. Okay, I think enough my presentation. So, thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.